Hi, I'm George the Weather Dad, and it's March, and March is kind of living up to its expectations. Remember, when we have the four seasons, we have two really true seasons. That would be winter and summer, a real characteristic about the summer. Hot, and the winter season, well, pretty much cold. But fall and spring, well, they're kind of the transitional seasons. They don't have really anything that defines them, except for the fact that they're unpredictable. Here in March, we could have very warm temperatures and very cold and very stormy, severe, as well as some snow. And March is going to be living up to its expectations. First, so let's talk about your Wednesday. It's going to be fairly mild across most of the eastern two-thirds of the country, very warm in Texas and even down in Florida. Normal highs now in the Ohio Valley are hovering right around the lower 50s, so we can expect the lower 50s, maybe even a little bit warmer than that, but very cold up towards the north. By Thursday, that warm air starts working its way more into the central U.S. You can see this now dividing line here, where we have yellows are normal temperatures, and you see that divide there and colder on the backside. That's our next major weather system that will be affecting the central U.S. There on Friday, we're seeing some fairly mild temperatures. Very nice down in Florida and down in Texas, but colder up towards the north. By Saturday, that cold air does push its way towards the east. We're going to see below normal temperatures right here in the Midwest. Florida, you're looking good. And then by Sunday, still fairly warm, fairly chilly that is. But we are now starting to see a warm up there in the central U.S., and it looks like that's going to push its way towards the east for next week. Now, as far as precipitation goes on Wednesday, we're going to be looking at severe weather down in the southeast and along the eastern seaboard. Very stormy there, drying out there in portions of the Midwest. Here comes our next bit of energy. Up to the north, you see that L there in the high plains, and this one coming out of Colorado. They're going to come together, and then by Thursday, you see that getting the energy together, producing some showers and some thunderstorms in the central U.S., snows there in the Rockies. By Friday, we could be looking at some severe weather here in the Midwest, certainly down into the southeast. It's going to be a very wet, stormy day on Friday, so for a good portion of the U.S. By Saturday, it's starting to pull out. You can see some very strong thunderstorms down into the southeast. And again, I can't rule out the possibility of some severe weather there on Saturday here in the Midwest. Another strong system pushing its way into the Pacific Northwest. And that is actually going to work its way down into the state of California, drying out for most of the country for your Sunday. Except for the northeast, that system will be pulling in some colder air. We could be looking at some snow there and some showers and thunderstorms slicing through central Florida. Now, as far as next week is concerned, the National Weather Service 6 to 10 day outlook showing above normal temperatures there in the central U.S., near normal for the southeast, but below normal across the western U.S., and that's because it's going to be wet. This is a typical El Nino pattern, very wet across the west and the central U.S., but drying out there in the eastern third of the country. So it's going to be rather unsettled weather for the next several days. I'll be back on Thursday with your weekend outlook. Until then, I'm George, the Weather Dad.